know.
Yep, I'm running that intro right now.
You trying to get some drink or what? Trying to get some, you know what I'm saying?
Eureka.
We make plays every day.
Is this the player?
That's the new one. That's the new one. Playmaker as fuck.
Playmaker as fuck. Hey, y'all remember the white man thing? Man, what up, Bogard?
What's happening? I hear you.
We make plays every day.
Hey, you know how we do, man. We turn it up. Hey, don't let the coronavirus fool you football team. We're gonna be back when football season starts. I guarantee you. Call me a scientist. Whatever.
Yeah. You already know, wise man.
You already know they call me wise man. If the gurus, we gonna be back. Hey, fantasy, pay attention.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Jamaicans. Hey, that's one hell of a way to start the show. That was our fellow playmaker. A shout out to the wise man. Shout out to wise man. If you know what I'm saying. He fucks with the GMM network. You know what I'm saying. Check this out, playmakers. This is a brand new show. It's the first edition. You know what I'm saying? The very first edition of the Playmakers AF. That's Playmaker as fuck. You know what I mean? I'm here with the homeboy Mo. That's Westside Mo. You know what I'm saying? Westside Mo in the building. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Mo? What's happening?
Man, I got no complaints, man. Every day we breathing is a great day, man. How you doing?
I heard the fuck out of that. You know what I'm saying? All right, before we get to our guest, you know what I'm saying? I just want to handle some house cleaning. You know what I'm talking about? Follow me or follow us at the GMM Network. Follow me at Bogard Scott Free World. And shout out to our sponsor, Milk and Honey. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with them for all your CBD goodness and all your CBD needs. That's milkandhoneytx.com. Let me run that back. www.milkandhoneytx.com. Fuck with CBD goodness. All right, check this out. All the house cleaning out the way. You know what I'm saying? Bills paid. This is the first edition of Playmakers AF. And I'm proud to introduce once again Westside Mo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I would have had the audience go crazy right now, but you know everybody's in confinement, and you know what I'm saying. And check this out. You know what I'm saying? Real quick side note. I'm in a group thread with my man's Westside Mo and a gang of the other wise men. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to YNIC, Wise Up. You know what I mean?
Hey, Prophet Slide through in the building too, yo.
Oh, you already know. You know what I'm saying? Jamaican horns for all my Nigerians. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like check this out. I'm in a thread with my bruh, and like, you know, it just dawned on me like, yo, I need to start this podcast series and start shadowing shining a light on these artists. You feel me? Like, and Mo, I mean, low key, I got this album coming out, and Mo knows because he actually did the artwork. You know what I mean? He's a man of many different hats. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, Mo, for the cover work. You know what I mean? And he was making the cut. He actually inspired me. He might not even notice Playmakers, but he had inspired me to start this new series because you know we are in confinement, and I call it the Corona Climate Confinement Content Series. You know what I'm saying? And we starting it off with this brand new episode 1 of Playmakers AF. Westside Mo, what's happening?
What's the word, man? No complaints.
On this show, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna treat artistry like comic book shit. I'm a fucking nerd at heart. You know me. You know me. You know where I'm from. I'm from the street. You know, we get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the East. You from the West. You know what I mean? I've been fucking with you since you was a wee tyke. You know what I mean? I was privileged to see. Yeah, I was privileged to see y'all grow up. You know what I mean? To become the men that y'all is. You know what I mean? And because I know you one of many. I mean, I don't want to call y'all a gang and get y'all gang affiliated type of shit, but you guys are definitely family. You know what I mean? It could be, you know, mistaken as such as a gang. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? But you know, anyways, gang. You know what I'm saying? Squad up, squad. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I got to watch y'all grow up. And then when I met you, you was like an adolescent. You know what I'm saying? Running around, you was out here getting it. You know what I mean? But now I want to know about where it started before that, and kind of what got you into music, and what kind of got you into recording the junk. You know what I mean? Like, You know what I mean? Go ahead, take me from wherever you want to start.
Man,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
for me,
I'm gonna
I
roll up.
always,
I'm gonna roll something up while you get it. You know
nah,
what I
for
mean?
surely, for surely. That's advised as always. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Nah,
Jamaicans.
but for me, shit. Nah, shit. For me though, man, like I always had a way of words though. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a charismatic person. You know, way of words. I used to write poetry and shit, lyrics and everything. You know, my cousins, we would always be like, freestyling on beats and everything. And like, those yellow notepads. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Those
okay.
notepads and shit.
Yeah, them yellow Jones.
I used to just write a whole page of those, and I would call those songs and shit. You know what I'm saying? So at school, I always be that nigga rapping and everything. So one day,
What was this, like junior high or is this like high school?
yeah, this elementary, junior high, all the shit.
Okay, yeah. Oh, he was a young bull. Okay.
Yeah, I've been rapping. But when I got to high school, my freshman year, I'm telling everybody I rap and shit. I'm like rapping my written shit and everything. They're like, oh, you dope, woo woo. So like one of my boys was like, shit, my dad, he be recording. We got a studio in the kitchen, basically at the spot. Like,
so you was literally cooking it up.
Yeah, so I'm like, exactly. We really in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
We really in the kitchen cooking, like you said. So I'm like, shit, okay, for sure, I'm with it. After school, whatever, we all link up. I slide through over there, blase. I get in there. I pull out, I bring my yellow notepad.
Yeah,
so
hell yeah.
I get on the mic, I start spitting. I'm on my gram, 100 miles of record.
Yeah, they over here on the freestyle shit. You already got written 16s and whatnot.
Nah, that's the coldest part though. I didn't know what a 16 was.
Oh, you didn't even know the count. So you had the 48 bar joints.
Yeah, I didn't know no song structure. Like I've been writing poetry. Like I knew poetry structure and everything like that. But as far as like song structure, I never knew what song structure was. I would just jaws and tell people like, oh yeah, I know the right songs. But I would just be very gifted with my metaphors and my lyrics. You know what I'm saying? To paint a picture. I've always been good at doing that. You get what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, I've been you know what I'm saying. Not only a fan of the music. Because I've been, but not just because I've been fucking with you, but that's why I fucked with you. Cause me, if I'm in the lab, I'm usually working. You know what I mean? And like when I'll see you, I'll be like, yo, I need to get Mo on some joints, cause you know what I'm saying. You was on there chopping as a youngster. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So during that time, so you said you're like junior high-ish. You said.
No, that was my freshman year of high school. So freshman, you said ninth grade. I'm like,
so this freshman, okay.
Yeah.
And were you living in the West Side, or were you going to school in the East Side, or where
I was on the West Side. I was on the West Side.
Still on the West Side, the best side is what they would call it. What high school did you go to? Because I knew some cats out in the West.
I went to Del Mar initially.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. My man's went to Del Mar. My man's Bugsy. Okay. Shout out to Bugsy.
We was ditching all this shit and smoking weed. We was them bad kids.
Yeah. It's not really the school that you went to.
I got kicked out.
It was the school that you were. You were supposed to go to. Yes.
I ain't no going to. It's called Boynton now, but it used to be called Blackford. You know what I'm saying? For the OGs, it used to be called Blackford, but it's called Boynton now. Continuation school. But I was black.
Hey, Blackford sound hella more harder though, for the record. You know you feel me? Okay, so during this time, so you're living in the West Side, right? I'm just trying to paint the picture for the Playmakers. You know what I mean? And then, so at this time, do you remember what was kind of your influence as far as rap at the time? Because
Oh, at that time, I had an MP3 player with like 1,000 Lil Wayne songs on it.
Okay, so you a child of Wayne. In 2 degrees. I love that. I love that.
Wayne, Lloyd Banks, Cassidy, Game.
Oh yeah, so you're cut from a lyric. See, this makes sense to me because like I know you're a lyricist. You're not just a rapping motherfucker. You feel me? Like
I be on it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay.
I've always gravitated towards the bars. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it was like. It was like funny for me always growing up because niggas used to roast me because I used to always talk about all the East Coast rappers and shit. So I was talking East Coast songs. Niggas be like, we ain't trying to hear all that shit. We want to hear some West Coast shit. And it's like for me, I always just hella like the lyrics and shit as a kid. You know what I'm saying? But as I start getting older and get more experience and shit, I got way more appreciation for the West Coast shit. I was able to like resonate with it basically. You know what I'm saying?
But also because also it's the West Coast shit's the shit you would see when you look outside or when you're in the street. You know what I mean? But then like as far as the way you would illustrate it lyrically, you were definitely East Coast influenced. Same thing like Wayne. Yeah. Wayne was influenced by the East Coast sound. You know what I mean? He was barred up. And like I'll tell you this much, as far as my background, I was the same thing. I love the East Coast shit, but I love the Bay. Like I love Mob. slap. You know what I mean? I love the mob sound, like, and I wanted to do that shit over mob shit. You know what I mean? And like, okay, see. So now let me paint the picture further. So this is mixtape Wayne too, huh? This is mixtape Wayne.
Drought is over, all that shit.
Oh yeah, because he was on there chopping.
He was going crazy.
Yeah, that was coked out Wayne. You know what I mean?
He was going crazy.
Yeah, he was going crazy. He was on coke, on lean. You know what I'm saying? And he was just smooth, cool. You know what I'm saying?
It even went a step further, and he was saying that became like what eventually turned into Young Thug, and what everybody's doing now with the whole, like, you know what I'm saying, what they call mumble rap, whatever, when niggas are slurring words and the whole lean shit. Like Lil Wayne was the father of everything.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I'll even put Gucci on that hype too. Where like
Gucci was there too.
Yeah, like I definitely think I'm a product of Gucci, even though Gucci's like, you know, like technically my generation. You know what I mean? Even he's like maybe like, I don't know, 10 years older than me, 8 years older than me.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that motherfucker. He kind of raised me too, cause you know he was talking that shit that we were doing, you know what I mean, and like he was barred up, but he would be loaded, you know what I mean. So like it was kind of like, you know, sometimes it'd be not on a mumble shit, but you know he got the southern twang. Yeah, you really gotta pay attention. Like, see, and that's one thing I'm a fan of your music too, is because I like clarity. I like swag rap and shit like that, but you know you come through, usually got the one main layer, and you just killing it with the clarity, you know what I mean, because the bars are like another instrument. And it makes sense to me too now, sitting here talking with you, like even when you said about, you know, before rapping, you was on poetry. So you're already structuring rhyme schemes and, you know, create like, so check this out. I wrote poetry too, and I was when I got older, I figured out that my rhyme schemes, my favorite rhyme scheme was the Shakespearean style, where like you might be like Shakespearean style, you know, Nigerian wild, like, you know what I mean? Like, what? You get what I'm saying? It was like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that was just off the top of the dome. I'm just trying to give an example, but you get what I mean? Like, with the middle, the twos, the evens rhyme, and then the odds rhyme. You know what I mean?
Surely.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, and I tell you this, even listening to some of your shit today, where I was like, okay, I haven't been on some new Mo shit. You know what I mean? And I'm checking them out. I'm like, this is dope, because I love that your sound hasn't changed, but it like you're honing it. You get what I'm saying? When I say it doesn't change, I'm not saying that by any means as a diss. I'm talking about like,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like kind of like how sometimes people's a great white shark, right? Where a great white shark don't have to evolve, like a Too Short or like a Nas. These motherfuckers, they sound the same. Snoop, you know what I mean? They sound the same.
Yeah, I'm mastering my sound.
Yes, like you're like, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to put you in that kind of category. Like you're like a, you know what I mean? Like you still rapping and busting the same way when I first heard you, but now like the bars and everything, like, you know, you could tell, like I could hear the life, I could hear the growth. You know what I mean? Like it's,
appreciate you.
Yeah, you feel me? All right, so now. We're getting into the adolescent times. Obviously, you're kind of like family with the Niger. I want you to also explain a little bit about Nigerian culture. Like you guys might not be blood related, but you guys are all like cousins and shit. Cause like the village, right? Cause like your village roots.
You know, Iffy and them is my blood cousins and everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
but like more
than them. Like every Nigerian is my cousin now. You know what I'm saying? Through them, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
like,
yeah, okay,
through them, every Nigerian nigga is my cousin too. Like it's like, because I was like always, you know, like I'm my mother's only child and everything. So growing up, any opportunity, any chance off the top I got, I was with these niggas growing up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So growing up, it's like everybody used to first. There was like times when niggas thought I was their brother for a second. You know what I'm saying? That's how much time I always be with these niggas. Like any little family party or any like community party or function gathering, any going to church, damn near everything. I was there with these niggas growing up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's funny. So it's like growing up now, a lot of people will be like, "Oh yeah," like they don't really know how to approach it. Like sometimes they still be like, "Wait, like, Bo was your cousin, right?" Like that's like it's just.
They're
weird.
like, "Yo, he's not just around, right? He's always there." I'm like, he's related. No, you know what's funny is because I always assume like if everyone's either blood related or if they're not. They got roots. You know what I mean? Because you know roots back to like the village or some shit. You feel me?
No, for sure.
Yeah. Not, what was I gonna say? Can you hear that feedback? Is that me?
I did hear a little something for a second.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? It's probably wherever you're at. Are you moving around?
Let me see. We good now?
Yeah, we straight. Okay, so check us out. So you knew all these motherfuckers obviously because you related and shit, right? So when did like Dom and them come into picture? Was that like high school or you're kids generation, right?
Hell yeah. So
yeah.
me and Kid are born 93. You know, it's funny. I don't know if Dom remember the story. I got a funny ass story about Dom.
Okay, yeah, bust it.
Look, the very first time I ever interacted with Dom and everything, because I would hear stories about Dom and shit, because niggas would come home and talk about, you know what I'm saying? I would come to these niggas' house and shit, and when they come home, they'll be talking about stories about school and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little young nigga trying to like get the gang, put my ear.
Yeah, no, I feel it.
Put my ear to the streets, all this shit. Anyway, you know. So like, you know, all this shit. I didn't heard about Dom. But my very first time actually seeing him, everything, it was the time If took me and Kid, I believe it was. He took us to the go ball up with them. It was If and Dom.
Is this If like when he came? Is this If when he came back from Nigeria?
No, this is before.
This is before the shit. Okay.
Yeah, this is before.
Yeah, because that's when I entered the picture. Okay, yeah, okay, go ahead.
This before. So he take us to go ball up at Evergreen High School. You know what I'm saying? And niggas used to really be deep over there. Like niggas used to really be.
No, I remember those days.
You know what I'm saying?
Ball up. Yeah, it used to go down.
Yeah, he took us to some young types. Like it took me and Kid forever to get on the court because we was hella young bulls. So, you know. It took us a long time to finally get on the court, but anyway.
And plus, because y'all 6 feet, your 6 foot height didn't kick in yet. Y'all motherfuckers,
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all motherfuckers, all of a sudden was 6 feet tall at one point.
Real short during that time. We was real short. Like,
no, I remember.
I didn't hit a growth spurt until junior high school, man. But anyway, my thing was funny as hell because it's hella funny because the very first time, like I said, we interacted with him and we was leaving this shit. Me and Kid is conspiring. We like, oh. It was like some snapbacks on the ground. It was like 2 hats. You know, niggas take their hats off. They take their gear off.
Yeah, and they put their shit under the hat.
So we some young niggas. We like, who finna take them hats right there? You know what I'm saying?
I would have been trying to take what's underneath the hat.
You know what I'm saying? I'm finna sneak off the court with this snapback and that hat, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Blase, right? So come to it, right? We about to take a hat and shit. We really conspiring the whole time. This little young badass nigga about to conspire just to take a fucking hat and shit, right? So literally, as me and Kid is about to like make the move, you know what I'm saying? Here comes Dom and he grabs the hat. Ended up being Dom's hat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we didn't know though because when we pulled up, Dom was already balling because we pulled up with If. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't pull up with Dom. You know what I'm saying? We pulled up to meet up with Dom. So then anyway, after that, you know what I'm saying? We chilling and shit, vibing at that in the whip and shit. And I end up telling them, I'm like, hey man, we should take your hat and shit. I don't know if you remember that shit, but that shit is hella funny to me as a young nigga that's about to take that hat. And then he literally walked up as we're about to walk up and take it. He walked up and came and grabbed it. Like, that shit was so funny to me.
That's hella funny.
Hey, that was the first time I ever met Dom, though.
And you know what's funny is, I could speak on this story because now it's statute of limitation, right? And so when I first met Dom, you know what I'm saying? Shout out the boy AJ. I don't want to say his last name, but you remember white boy AJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to AJ. I think he out there in like Idaho or some shit now. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Me and AJ, you know what I'm saying? AJ was going to work for the kid. You know what I mean? And like one day he brings me Dom, and you know Dom just got a big old bag, and he's trying to get a bag. I'm like, okay. And then you know what I'm saying? He was cool because he's with my mans, right? And so he's walking through it, and I think that y'all still, he was definitely still like in high school or some shit. But like these motherfuckers, they walked in my studio, and it's funny because you know what I'm saying. Now I'm meeting the motherfucker, and you know when you meet somebody and you making a bag, you don't forget this motherfucker. I'm like, hey man, you hell of a kid, man. You're a good kid. You know what I mean? Right? And then like. He was like, yo, can I ask you something? Like, he was hella respectful, too. Like, but you know, I come to find out he's just be hella quiet, too. You know what I mean? Like, kind of observing shit. Long story longer, he's like, yo, is this a studio? And I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? I started laughing hella hard because I'm like, because we high as fuck, first of all. We high as fuck. And he's looking around, and, you know, you got the booth, and, you know, I got a motherfucker in there rapping. There's a motherfucker making beats. And he's just like, is this a studio? And I just thought that was hilarious. Like, hell yeah, this is a studio. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, it was just on ever since. But yeah, okay, so now you rocking with you know, with If and them, and by this time If came back from Nigeria, so I already had known these cats, right? So now I'm gonna tell a little bit of side story. So now, you know what I'm saying, I'm in the picture, and you know, I'm recording these cats. But then I'm also getting money with them, so it's like I'm not even charging them studio time. I like these kids. I'm thinking like, yo, they're not gonna fuck up like the whatever little fuck ups I did. I was about to lace game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because and Dom he always showed me love to this day because you know I had like the Wu-Tang clan of like producers like under my roof. You know what I mean? So like this month, you know, I got the dude who uses Fruity Loops. I got the dude who uses Reason. I got the other dude he used you know whatever with Logic. And you know what I'm saying? He was just like, Dom was like, yo, he wanted to learn everything. And he only lived around the corner from me at the time. So I'd be like, yo, slide. You know what I mean? I'm not even tripping. We got whatever kind of game we could give you, you know what I mean? Because I knew he was a real one. Because I had already been fucking with him for a cool minute on some other shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? You want to get this man in the game. Or in this case, like he was like little brother to me. You know what I mean? And then so now I meet Iffy. You know, Iffy was fresh from Nigeria. And so right when I met him, he's getting in the studio. You know what I mean? And immediately, you know what I mean? He stood out. You know, shout to P Swayze, shout to like B Dot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody was in the building. But I remember when Iffy got on the mic, I was like, this kid's hard. Cause so he was the one I was like, yo, I need to work with him. You know what I mean? I kept telling Dom, he's the one on this rapping shit. You gotta push that man. Yeah, you had DeVito. DeVito, he was, you know, was his name DeVito or Vito?
Yeah, Vito.
Yeah, Vito. Vito was hard too, and Vito had that like commercial shit, that commercial sound. But I was like, yo, the kid, that kid, if he goes, you know what I mean? And then like, so you know what I'm saying? You fast forward, you know, I start fucking with the Y pretty tough, like on every level. You know what I'm saying? Like, even to the point, like, they throwing them parties. They're like, yo, you got a DJ? I'm like, hell yeah. So I'm hosting the parties at the Y Mansion, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and you know, you also had the studio there. So this is how I met you. You know what I mean? Same way we done we're lacing up everybody with whatever game, you know what I'm saying, we can give to, you know, especially where it's good game to give, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You had we had me and Shout to Chan, you know what I mean? We in the studio, and Kid had kind of he had just sat there for a couple hours with Dom, and Dom was just lacing him, right, on how to use the shit, because Kid was already making beats, right? And then, you know what I'm saying? Dom had a session, so it was like, yo, we finna go work, you know what I mean? And then Kid was like, y'all can come to my studio, you know what I'm saying? And like, I remember we did that. So I had already met you at the mansion, you know, little shit, blah, blah, blah. But like, now we did that. This is when Josie Boy just passed. So we had laid a track down, and you got on the track with us. And I remember you had shouted. I just remember that track because you shouted them out in your verse.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so me and you, we got one that goes back to like 2011, and then on top of that, you were on my first solo mixtape. I had you on that joint. You know what I'm saying? That was another one. This beat was just playing, and then like I told Dom, I was like, ain't nobody getting on this beat. And then he was like, the computer's locked. He was like, I'm waiting for they're waiting for so and so to come through and punch in the passcode.
Yeah.
Right, and then so whoever comes through, they unlock the computer. We jump on this joint, and then you were in the room, and so was Prophet. And I remember I ended up cutting his verse out, but what's the old boy that got locked back then? Mexican cat. He used to live at the mansion. He used to rock the white skinnies, the white skinny jeans. What was his name? Corn. Yes. He used to rock the white joints, remember? But anyways,
Maxine.
Bro, I wrote his verse because, you know, he didn't even really rap. So I wrote his verse, but like I remember I just ended up cutting his verse out just for like for lengthwise, you know what I mean, like time wise on the mixtape.
It's long ass song, huh?
Yeah, but you know, but the song was hard, so it's like, you know what I mean, like it's kind of crazy. And then I threw that same song on my next mixtape just because that song was hard. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't.
That's dope.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, fuck it. I was never opposed to that. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck it. If I'm coming out with a mixtape like every 6 months, sometimes these hitters, they can keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, and so like, you know, long story longer, that's where I met y'all. And, you know, I've been seeing y'all flourish since then. You know what I mean? So let's take it from there. I know at one point, you know what I'm saying, now you guys are getting real serious into the music. You know, this is like life after the Y Mansion. because the Y Mansion had y'all popping too. And like, I remember I used to tell Dom, and I used to tell like Prof, I'd be like, man, y'all are popping the most right now, and you guys don't even have a tape out yet. That was crazy. You know what I mean?
That was the craziest thing.
Always had a ton of music, but it just wasn't out yet. And I like to think, you know what I'm saying, after like the ESPN, or the East Side tape, was that what it was called? ESPN?
Yeah, ESPN.
I think I like to say after that, you know what I'm saying, you really are one of the driving forces as far as like putting the music out and representing the brand and all the brands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I can I take a guess? Like, was it that one moment when you guys moved to Vegas? Was that something that really picked up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause all of a sudden you guys were just putting out a ton of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely for me, because like when I was doing the whole sound cave thing and everything before I moved to Vegas, like one thing was I took having the studio for granted. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing all the young nigga shit. Fuck with hella Johns. Doing all, you know what I'm saying, all the extracurricular things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of really, you know what I'm saying, really pushing my music and really, you know what I'm saying, doing what I should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a studio, but I'm still trying to party on the weekend and shit. I'm doing backwards shit.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? When you're a young motherfucker, it's like money and pussy are like, and especially as a young motherfucker when you have no kids, money and pussy, that shit is like the enemy of the studio in a way, because you know what I mean. Oh, but it's also like the driving inspiration to a lot of the music we make. You know what I mean? It's like, so sometimes it pulls you out to go live more life to get more content. You know what I mean? But
exactly, you know what I'm saying. It's a gift and a curse, but being 23 with your own business, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? So I won't lie, it went to my head a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I had to humble myself and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So going to Vegas, you know what I'm saying, really, you know what I'm saying, really being out, you know what I'm saying, out on my own, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been had my own spot and everything. I've been at the house and everything, so I've been had my own spot downtown and everything in San Jose before I moved to Vegas. But like really moving to Vegas and really being like I can't just go to my family house. I can't just go to mom's. I can't just drive to mom's house and
go eat or do your laundry or some shit.
I can't do that. I'm really out here on my own. I'm really out here thugging. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if some shit happen out here, I'm really out here. Like, I can't call nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's really just me and Prophet, really. But, you know what I'm saying? So, like, going to Vegas and that thing, like, you know what I'm saying? I got the, you know what I'm saying? I gained humility, you know what I'm saying? All types of shit. You know what I'm saying? You get way more experiences that I wouldn't have gone through out here.
Let me run that back real quick. You feel me, Playmakers? He said he got humility. You know what I mean? That's a key word right here.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, humility is something you gotta have, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody make dope music, but once you figure the grind, and like, it will humble you, because you're like, man, like, you figure out how saturated it is. You feel me? And like, and even like in this case, you had to travel outside of home. You feel me? Like, I wanted to cut you off just to say that. You know what I'm saying?
No, you good.
That's something I'm gonna do. That's something I'm gonna do in this series. I'm gonna point out certain key words, like certain keys that they need to know. Like in this case, humility. All right, but yeah, continue.
That's key, man. Humility's key, man. So like I said, for me, it's like now I walk around with a certain different aura now. You know what I'm saying? My energy is different now. Like all the small petty shit and everything. Like I'm not even sweating it, man. I'm just on God's speed. I'm never on my speed. I'm on God's speed, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just move differently now. You know what I'm saying? My whole energy, my aura. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving with conviction. You know what I'm saying? I got that burning desire. So I know what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I can tell. I hear the music. You know what I mean? I know it ain't no Jaws. That's why I even think this is a momentous occasion, goddammit, because this is the first episode, the first edition of the goddamn Playmaker series. You know what I'm saying? Playmaker is fuck. You know what I mean? There's some playmakers out here, but you know what I'm saying? He's Playmaker AF. That's the category. You know what I mean? That's not no A. That's better than A+. You know what I'm saying? That's that AF. You know what I mean?
That's that no the AF. We ain't doing the A+, we doing AF.
You know what I'm saying? That's the AF. You know what I mean? But yeah, so you in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about the studio, because I know the studio, like, cause I know, and it was Vegas. You had people from everywhere, and then you also got Dom out there, who's one of the greatest music minds that I've ever encountered.
Surely.
And I'm proud to say that I have like a thumbprint in that to a degree. You know what I mean? I love that. But so paint me the picture. You know what I mean? Like,
man, Vegas was popping. The only thing about Vegas though, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't like a big music city like I thought it was gonna be. Like as far as like,
it's a party scene.
compared to how it is out here, like they had like don't get me wrong, they have a music scene, you know what I'm saying, but it's not like how it is compared to like coming from the Bay Area, coming from California in general, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for me, Vegas, like in my words, I would say it's more of a showbiz city. You get what I'm saying? And by showbiz, I mean like they want to have established acts come through and make their bread, get their ducats real quick. They're not worried about no upcoming on the rise person trying to give them their shine.
No, you ain't lying.
Trying to provide spotlight for this person. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not worried about that. They wanna have Fabulous and Lil Wayne come to Dre's and say they shut it down and they cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody eats, you know what I'm saying? That the fans get what they want, the club makes their money, you know what I'm saying? The artist gets their money, everybody eats, they cool. They're not worried, they're not trying to take no risk and like trying to, you know what I'm saying, gamble on this upcoming dude, even though he has clout or whatever it may be. They're not worried about that. They want someone they know is gonna sell them tickets. That's all they care about. It could be motherfucking Jodeci, it could be, you know what I'm saying? It's like no knock to the old heads, you know what I'm saying?
They need a draw.
They want exactly. The old heads got the fan base. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
so
yeah.
They want people with the fan base. You know what I'm saying? They still got a bunch of OGs coming to the Orleans performing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and see, I want to highlight something you just said there. You said a lot of the old heads, they could come out and basically have no new music and they can rock with their fan base.
Surely.
Yeah, right.
Surely.
And like so now, because you are like. I think I got like 10 years on you, right? So like as far as a generational thing, I had a question. So like, what's your temperature on like the attention span of like your peers? Like you know what I mean? Like you know in your generation, like
I'm gonna
like
keep it keep it a being with you. Like for me, because you know I got a gift in the curse. I got an old soul. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to always hang out with Iffy since I was, you know what I'm saying, like third grade, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a blessing and curse. You know what I'm saying? Gift and curse for me. So I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Most people my age, I'm on a different frequency. But I can see from, you know what I'm saying, the outside looking in and just being around them, it's like a lot of people they're not on that. You get what I'm saying?
No, they're not. Like
they're not on that.
It's almost like I've never seen it, I've never witnessed it so much before until now that people love just riding whatever wave is popping. You know what I mean? Like and you know, like your music, I like to consider like, you know, like shit that I would fuck with as far as like I love golden era shit. You know what I mean? I love shit that, and like people say golden era, and they think like, you know, they think like New York or boom boom bap type of shit. Yeah. When I say golden era, I mean like music that has substance. You know what I mean?
Surely.
Yeah. So it's like, because you definitely stand out as far as like your peers to me, like. Like, you know, obviously Prophet is dope to me too, but I'm talking about like your Uzi Verts of the world, and you know what I mean?
I feel you, like, you know what it is though? Like, to answer your question better, I feel like, you know, it's not that I don't feel like that people my age don't appreciate the substance. Because I feel like, because one thing, I feel like history is repeating itself right now. I feel like substance is coming back. I feel like people want substance.
I like that too. I like that call. It's a good call.
But to stay on topic with your question, I feel like what it was with like people my age is like, and even younger. I feel like they get tired of like old heads always being like, this is what real rap is, or this is what this is, or in general with anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's always this older person of whatever it may be that's over you saying that this is what this is and what you doing ain't it. You know what I'm saying? There's always a generation that's above you or before you that's saying what they did was better than blase, you know. And things are so much way more accessible and things are way more open and everything now. Like it's so like being rebellious is not even like it's not even rebellious in a sense anymore. It's like a norm, like to be rebellious in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like being rebellious is like a normal thing now. Well, like it doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same effect anymore.
Like with social media and shit like that, right? And all these, you know, or even like Loom and shit like that. Like you've been showing, like that's like basically social media for artists, like specifically. Was like now it's like, yeah, you said you could try to be a rebel. Hey, check this out. This is a big ass world, and just by numbers alone, there's somebody doing what you're doing already. Like you know what I mean? Where it's like people are trying to find their way, and they think they're doing something original. Like I mean, and I'll tell you this, like you know, this is you are the feature. You are the feature act on this episode, this first edition. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me run that back. Where's the goddamn Jamaicans at? You know what I'm saying? The first edition. You know what I'm saying? But like, and it's fitting that you're the first edition feature because, like I said in the beginning of this episode, I've been following your music for a while because I'm fortunate to like know y'all. You know what I mean? Watch y'all grow up. But when I hear the music, like I said, I still hear you busting them hard ass bars. You know what I'm saying? And with the solid delivery, solid rhyme schemes. But now it's like I just hear the growth in the lyricism. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you're honing your craft. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, and that's dope because a lot of motherfuckers they get good at rap. And then like think about this. I always like to use Lil Dicky as an example. Like Lil Dicky chops, but it's like, hey.
That Profito right there.
Yeah, what's up, Profito? Hey, Profito, I'm about to schedule. Hey, check this out. I even got Kid on the docket. I got Kid. I'm about to interview Kid next. Or
Okay.
I don't even want to say interview. I want to say feature.
So just a fresh reminder. I already know about the Playmakers Fantasy Football Podcast.
Yeah.
But this podcast, what is this podcast called? A fresh reminder for
So
the
this one's called. This is the first edition. This is a goddamn momentous occasion. The first edition of the Playmakers AF. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Sir.
You know, motherfuckers.
Playmakers as fuck.
Yes,
Playmakers as fuck. You know, motherfuckers might have that A plus
No,
game.
you gotta have the AF to euphemize it for the little kids that might want to listen.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. I need the crowd out there to hear that though. I like how Wise Man answered right now.
Yeah. Run that back, Wise Man.
Yes, sir. One more time for the niggas in the back. One more time.
Euphemize the words, man. I didn't kill your dog. I put him to rest.
Yes. And those are some wise words from Wise Man.
sir.
If you know what I'm saying. Hey, check this out, Bakers. I gotta do a feature with you too. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know, I'm working on my mixtape. We got something today. It's called Serving the Block. Mo on the track, Prophet on the track, Bogard. You know you on the next one.
Oh, you already know.
We don't stop. It's quarantine bros out here. There's nothing else to do.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
I'm still getting paid.
Hey,
but
check
they
this
said
out.
because of COVID, stay inside. So I'm staying inside and being productive.
You
Yes,
feel
sir.
me? I'm telling you, the COVID-19 got us having them captivated and hitting them off with this, what's the word? With this, this non...
It's vernacular.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of, oh yeah, in this corona climate confinement,
Yes,
we gonna continue hitting them off with this content because we can't
sir.
stop. You know what I mean? See what I did there with all them alliterations? You know what I'm talking about?
Speaking of content, don't forget about Loom. Hey, Mo was number one a couple times. That Loom is popping right now.
Oh, yeah.
Follow Mo at the Loom. Mo, what's your handle?
Man, my little Westside Mo, man.
Westside Mo.
Westside MOE. Westside
Yeah.
MOE.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. So,
Yeah, man.
oh, actually,
So
no,
what's
you know
the
what?
new popping? We got the TikTok that's popping right now. Instagram, of course, it's kind of saturated. We got all these Instagram models taking over. If you ain't got an 8-pack or you don't got big ass titties and ass, it's like nobody wants to watch
Yeah,
shit.
man.
Look it. We got content. We doing our thing like you doing your thing, Bogart, on the YouTube. But it's
Hey.
like sometimes you got to go outside the box. I think Loom might be next up. TikTok.
Yeah.
There's certain things like they're gonna start playing. Of course, I've always fucked with the Snapchat. But of course, Instagram is a staple. Facebook is a staple. But
Surely.
really, this nigga Mo, peep Mo out on the Loom. I think Loom might be next up, for real.
Hey, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because, you know, it's just like Mo does. You know what I mean? He makes obstacles eradicate. You feel me?
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
And you know what I'm saying? Loom is just that next one. You know what I mean? Like, I see you at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Number 1, number 3, number 5. It's like, okay, they really
Yeah,
appreciate
I actually
art.
I had an old head moment where I was like, man, okay, I got to make an account on this shit now. Like the young, I gotta check the young bull out. You know what I mean? I was like, cause you know me, I'm old school. I'm like, I could easily be like, yo, shoot me the music. You know what I mean? But it's like, this is the new way of feeding everybody. We gotta run everybody music up. You know what I mean? Look at, like I said, while we're in this corona climate confinement, we're going to continue to bring you that contamination-free content.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
quarantine flows.
You feel me? And this is the time to put out content. You know what I mean? Like, while everybody's
is.
posted up.
You see
feel
Tory
me?
Lanez on the live, Boosie Badass on the live. Like,
Yup. And
people
see,
weren't really doing this. Like Erykah Badu doing a concert on the live. Like,
that's what I'm saying,
really,
dog.
like, I think it's a new wave, baby. It's a
That's
new
what I'm
wave.
saying.
Baby, ready to surf up.
Hey, check this.
Cowabunga.
Hey, look at. Hey, this is what we gotta do. This is what we gotta do, Mo. And I remember I even said it in the thread. I was like, we got to get on either the FaceTime joint or we can get on the IG joint and see.
For surely.
You know what I'm saying? And we just we got to start rocking that content like that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I think, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same way like back in the days when I was trying to do the Bogey Show shit. Or not trying to, when we were
the Manic Mondays, the Bogey Show.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I hope you still have the footage.
Oh, it's still online. You know what I mean?
You might have to repost it just to remind niggas.
Right? Because, you know, it's funny because I'm telling you, that was 2011. Y'all some young bulls in that motherfucker. Yeah. And y'all was the first ones I thought about. I'm like, y'all about to do this show. Who am I on the feature? And I'm like, for real, you know, I was through that mansion every day getting a bag or splitting a bag. You know what I mean?
Well, we're gonna do some episodes where we pull out the old footage and put it back for these people just to remind them.
Oh yeah, and you know, and that's the one thing too is like, man, like, you know, I always mastered the art of like sitting down and then making bread come to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, why? And then now it's like people are like, oh, what you doing in confinement? And I'm like, bro, I've been self-containing, self-confining for like the last maybe 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna step out the house, I'm only going to like fuck with loved ones. You know what I mean? Like,
look,
you feel me?
We've
like
been quarantining.
Yeah, you feel me? Like
I'm shelter in place.
I've been don't share my blunt with motherfuckers I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm straight. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but you wanna know what's even crazier is that you part of like I'm not gonna say old because we're not old. We still in our 30s. But it's kind of crazy how generation to generation we pass game, and here you go effing with Mo. And Mo's over here like,
bro,
I was part of the younger niggas, and you part of the older niggas that put niggas on game. It's kind of like,
I'm telling you,
when they say
like,
generational wealth, it's not only financially, it's also with knowledge as well.
For surely.
You ain't lying. Hold on. We got to run that back. He said, hold on, that was another Wise Words segment. That was our new segment. It's the Wise Words from the Wise Man. He said, hold on. He said let's run that back. The financial isn't what you said. You said something.
They say it's generational wealth isn't always financial. Sometimes it's mental as well. Knowledge is power.
Ooh.
That knowledge down.
Oh, and now
generation lace them up and get them ready for the game.
He giving that one out for free. I'm like, this is the GMM network. This is the Give Me Money network. You know what I'm saying?
Now, give me money.
Right?
Wow.
And see,
I'll be back, dog. Let y'all handle that. I'll be back. Let me go burn this blunt real quick. We gonna get some drink too.
Yeah. All right, so check this out. Wait, hold on. Y'all fucking around at that bond fair right now, right? Y'all smash through the bond fair?
Yeah, man. We finna hit this bond fair, man. Yeah. Let's talk about this football. Let's wrap it up on the sports. We got down the play shit. On the
yeah. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. So check this out. Let's talk about your Eagles, man.
Man, I'm excited about Darius Slay, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Ooh, hey, Darius Slay's a bad boy. Let me tell you something. Darius Slay is one of those men. Darius Slay, one of those men. I would not start like my studs against if I had a better option. Cause maybe not my studs, but like, you know, if there's a good receiver and he ain't a stud, how about that? Darius Slay is shutting him down. You know what I'm saying? He's real aggressive. You know, he undercuts routes. That's why sometimes he gives up big ones. You know what I mean? Because he's aggressively trying to play on the ball. But like his smother game, you know what I mean? And his bump off the line is just, he's fucking nasty, bro. Like he's up there with like Patrick Peterson and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because he's from that generation. You know what I mean? Maybe not so much Patrick Peterson, but yeah, this is his second year around, his second contract. So yeah, he's been in the league about 5 years. But yeah, he's elite for sure. And now I just
hope it's not another Namdi situation with the Eagles.
Oh yeah, I remember Namdi. Well, see, here's different though. Is Darius Slay, he comes from a system that plays a lot of cover 2, cover 3. So he's gonna fit right in because the Eagles they run a lot of cover 2 and cover 3, where it's like a lot of pass rush coming at the QB. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mike Schwartz loves blitz. He
Jim Schwartz. Oh, he's the truth. I fuck with Jim Schwartz. He's the guy. Yeah. Like, and that's what I love about the Eagles, because the Eagles, they run it like a smooth operation where it's just like Doug Peterson, he handling everything on offense. and then go ahead, Jim Schwartz, you doing your thing on defense. It's like because they're all. I mean, he's a former head coach too. So, man, you know what's crazy is I love the Eagles, man. Like, I was a Carson Wentz truther, and then when he went to the Eagles, I was like, yo, he's gonna be that guy. And it's unfortunate because he just can't stay healthy. You know what I mean?
Nah, most definitely. It's crazy, man. Look, we also got Brad coming from the Steelers too. What's his name? I forget. What is his name? Is it Hargrove? What is it?
Hargrave.
Hargrave.
I know you're talking about. I'm trying to remember the name.
Hargrave. Javon Hargrave.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, he nice too.
Yep. That's filling needs. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm glad they're addressing the defense. You know what I'm saying? Our defense was real suspect last year. I'm kind of mad they let go Jenkins and re-sign Jalen Mills, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense. You know, the Saints were they were righting past wrongs. You know what I mean? They let go of Jenkins before. You know what I mean? And now Jenkins that time he's like, I gotta chase this ring more. He got one with them. So you know what I'm saying? And like I think he's too smart. He sees how things are transpiring where maybe he's like, I gotta make the business decision. Even though he got his title there. You know, he's looking at how the quarterback situation is always fucked. I mean, you need everything to work to get a title. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? All right, well, how about what about your man Cam Newton? You know what I mean? He's still not signed.
Honestly, it's crazy because my mom and them, they're from Chicago, so on that side they all Bears fans.
Yeah.
So
you know what's crazy is I wanted to. That's where I forgot to start. Because I remember in one of your tracks you said your family's from the Shire. I forgot to touch on that. But yeah, no, but go ahead, go on. Yeah, your family.
Yeah.
So they're all Bears fans.
Yeah, they're all Bears fans. So it's crazy because I was telling them, I was like, hey, I feel like Cam Newton would be a perfect fit for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They already got the monster D. Imagine just you know what I'm saying, implementing and just putting Cam Newton in there. Like, man, that's noise right there.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden I see the Nick Foles transaction. I'm like, oh, they tripping. So
Now here's the thing. Nick Foles, he fit in the system because he's been with Matt Nagy before in Kansas City. He's been with John DeFilippo in Philly, and both those coaches are in the building in Chicago now. So that made sense. But I wanted Cam to go to Chicago too. And the thing that's fucked up is at the end of the day, it was the fact that Carolina couldn't trade him and they didn't cut him yet. So I think they barely cut him now, I want to say. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, as we're speaking right now, I think by the time this episode comes out, he might have been released. And I think the Chargers will go ahead and swoop him up. You know what I mean?
Ooh, the Chargers, Chargers get Cam. I think he's going to the Pats, but if he went to the Chargers, that'd be nasty too.
Well, here's the thing: is the Pats, they do things like extra safe. So like they picked up Brian Hoyer. And Brian Hoyer's been the backup in that system for hella years, right? So it's like, it kind of shows me like, fuck, man, they might ride with this little sophomore kid, Stedham, right? But so check us out. If they do bring over Cam Newton, though, this is like, it's the one place where you might be able to get Cam to like play at his best. Because, dog, do you remember Tim Tebow?
Charlie.
Bro, so Josh McDaniels, he's the OC in New England, right? And Josh McDaniels, when that motherfucker was the head coach of the Broncos, he made Tim Tebow play well. Yeah, and Tim Tebow's horrible. I'm just saying though, like, so there's a play, and remember they had Tim Tebow. He was a running fool. They had him running all over the place. So it's like,
he was looking like a fullback out there.
Exactly. So it's like, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So Josh McDaniels, he can make that thing work in New England with Cam. They have a playbook for that.
If you pair up Cam Newton with a mind like Bill Belichick and you know what I'm saying, and McDaniels, come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Man, make the phone call, Mo. Westside Mo is making the phone call. Call Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying?
Cam just need to change the scenery, man. He just need to change the scenery. Ever since that Super Bowl loss, it's just been too much for him in Carolina.
Yeah, and who was it? The coach that beat him in the Super Bowl was Gary Kubiak, right? And right, and he was the coach for the Broncos. But I bring this up because I was trying to remember who's the GM. Oh yeah, John Elway's still the GM. He was back then. he might look at that like, oh man, Cam Newton, that was his MVP year. You know what I mean? They seen him at his best and they destroyed him because they had the #1 defense in the Super Bowl, right? Bam. He might be like, let's go pick up Cam. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. That's what Oaks is saying. Oaks is saying he might go to the Broncos.
You feel me?
Yeah, Prophet was saying he might go to the Broncos, man.
Because Prophet's a betting man, and I bet you if he put his money on it, he probably say the Broncos.
Yeah, man.
You feel me?
But I still say Pats though.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna. Well, I almost want to put some money on it, but like I like him going to the Chargers, but damn, it's so crazy because I feel like the Patriots will wait till no one gets him and then swoop him up. You know what I mean? And here's the one thing too with Cam. Cam's coming off of surgery, so like, you know, and everything is shut down right now. And I'm talking about everything, as in like scouts and doctors. They're not able to do these. They're not able to do these physicals. So someone like Cam, you know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna take Carolina's word for it? They're like, they could be like, oh, our doctors cleared him. Yeah, let's trade. They're like, nah, hell nah, because they would need their doctors to see him. But you know, motherfuckers ain't working like that right now. It's not essential, right? So with that said, the league shut those down. You know what I'm saying? And now Cam Newton, he might float around for a minute. You know what I mean? So it's like he better hope to get a job before this draft comes up, because then all these teams, they might just draft a quarterback if they need one.
No, that's crazy, but he's too big of a name not to get picked up somewhere in a good situation. I feel like all this bullshit going on is great.
Miami?
To be in the right situation.
Maybe Miami.
Yeah, Miami will be a good for him too.
Yeah. But yeah, man, well shit, you know what I mean? I want you to let all the playmakers know where they can find you. Well, you know what I'm saying? Let them know where all the music's at. You know what I mean? And this is definitely only part 1. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
You are definitely the first edition, but I'm gonna bring you on for a part 2 episode one of these days. You know, I'm gonna catch back up with Mo. You know what I mean? See how many obstacles have been eradicated by that time.
Get that update going, man.
You feel me?
But yeah, man. On Instagram, man. I'm on Instagram at m.o.e. You know what I'm saying? That's MOE. You know what I'm saying? Everything else, Westside Mo. You know what I'm saying? That's Apple Music, Loom, Spotify, Google Play, everything's Westside Mo.
Yeah,
Westside, one word, space, MOE.
Woo! You heard it? That's my boy Westside Mo. Y'all need to fuck with that shit. Y'all need to go and run everything up. Run all the numbers
Most
up.
definitely, man. Run me up, man. Turn me up.
And check, he doing numbers too. He ain't playing out here. He ain't no
man,
no
go grab
kid.
that Loom, man. That Loom is the future, man. If you ain't got that Loom, I'm saying, download that Loom and start streaming, man. It's the future.
You feel me? Hey, Mo, man, it was a pleasure. Thank you for gracing the first episode, dog. This is history right here. There you go. I'm high as fuck. I'm trying to find the words. You feel me?
Hey, appreciate you having me on the first installment, man. I
appreciate you, man. And
you
know what I'm saying?
Man. Prophet in the building, man. Good looking, man.
Yeah. Hey, I got Kid up next and Prophet. What's good with you? You trying to rock like I can do Monday?
Yeah, let me know, G.
Monday.
I'll see y'all on the thread. You know what I mean? Because I know Stunner want to get down too. But you know what I mean? I wanted to start with, you know what I mean? Like, see, I can't wait till I'm gonna fuck with Kid. Then when I get Profito on there, because these ones are gonna be dope, because you know what I'm saying, I witnessed the journey too. So you know what I mean?
Surely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure, my brothers, y'all be safe out there in this corona climate, confinement. You know what I mean? Hey, and y'all, I mean, see, y'all is young too, so y'all don't really give a fuck to a degree. It's kind of funny. You feel me? Whereas like y'all is smoking woods and shit. Like I immediately quit smoking backwoods for a sec. I was like, look. You know what I mean? I'm an old head. I might die out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They said respiratory. I was smoking the backwood. I'm like, fuck, I got it. I was like, but yeah, for sure. Hey, okay, one more thing before I let y'all out. So what y'all been spending most of y'all time in corona confinement?
Man, I've been doing nothing but making music, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, that's dope. That's dope. You might make this. You might remember this time. If this time gets you those M's that you chasing, you're gonna look back on this time like, yo, I was in there cooking. You know what I mean? You'll look back on them times from when you was in that kitchen lab. You feel me? You feel me? But yeah, for sure. Follow Westside Mo on everything. Run up all the numbers. Hey, Playmaker, baby.
Hey, we Playmaker as fuck, right?
Playmaker as fuck. That's that AF. This ain't no regular degular. You know what I mean?
Jamaican horns.
Jamaicans. Oh, wake them up. Hold on. Wake them up. Oh, did they leave the building? Oh, they in confinement. Wake them up. Yeah, they leave. I was like, yo. They thought I closed the show up already. You feel me? You feel me? Hey, y'all be safe out there, my Nigerian brothers.
Man. Most definitely, man. Everybody stay smooth in this COVID-19 madness, man. Signing out. Signing out.
Hey.